Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Choices, Finding Your Joy. Paula Vail here. And I want to start with a big thank you to everyone, all my viewers. The show is having such fantastic success. I'm so grateful. And I am so grateful to every week share such amazing, beautiful people. And I'm so excited today to share with you Kathryn Lorraine Pelkey. She is in the beautiful city of New York. And she is a spiritual leadership coach. So happy to have you here, Kathryn.
Thank you, Paula. It's
welcome, honey. I love it. I love it. Well, tell us a bit about yourself and what brought you into the line of work that you're doing and your passion that you have found.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll go all the way back, kind of where it started. And really, I had an upbringing that was pretty intense. A lot of impactful things happened from a young age and different traumas. My mom was sick through most of it, and my father and I had a very difficult connection. And I was oldest of four, so it was very intense. But I do see this as a gift because immediately, as someone so young that had no idea what to do with emotions like fear and anger and sadness, I was kind of forced to go inside. And I was blessed to learn meditation from a very young age, which was basically just a visualization at the time for me. But when things got really tough, I had this inner voice that would come through pretty high and just kind of let me know everything's okay, would kind of give me guidance on where to go. And at the time, I didn't have a term for it, but really what I call it now and what's become the core of my business is this higher self that we all have. Yeah. And it just grew into something so much greater. And I created this life for myself that was successful from the outside because I had a desire to create and do and do and do. And I did that. But there was still this restlessness, this unhappiness that was lingering. And it really stemmed from I had these gifts and these passions to be of service to others. And I didn't feel like I was fully doing that. I just think there was a greater plan. And basically, life, I find whenever we're not following like our heart's greatest desire, like life is going to shake us up to get our attention. And that's what it did again. I mean, I went through another huge heartbreak and everything felt like it was crumbling. And once again, like that voice just came in, that intuitive knowing. And at the time, it's like I had nowhere else to go. I knew fear, I knew unhappiness. It's like, why not listen again? So I committed to just experimenting with finding my purpose and diving into all these spiritual realms that really called to me. And from there, like life just opened up and I found what coaching was. I found incredible teachers, people, and it's been this incredible ride where I've been blessed to find my purpose and to now help others do the same.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I love that. And, connecting to our higher self is really such a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, essential. So essential. And I would say to me, it was a new term when I first heard it. And then I was like, oh wait, I've actually been doing that. And even when I talk to others, everyone we have different words for it, like soul self or essence or God. I mean, it can be anything. But really, it's about trusting that intuitiveness, trusting that voice and realizing that I believe this, that it's our greatest source of power. And in coaching, that's really what I try to guide my clients is to hear their own inner wisdom because no one actually knows better about what's right for them, what their purpose is than them.
Yeah.
I just want to help them hear that because it changed my life and it changes my life every single day.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Kathryn. And what is so wonderful is our higher self is with us in every lifetime, every physical vehicle. And I also kind of call my higher self my soul planner. Yeah, my soul planner. And, what's so great, what you mentioned is you decided to listen to your intuition because, our higher self is there with us And we do get signs, we get messages from our
Oh,
higher
yeah.
self, from the angels. But tell us a bit about that. What that means to you, and what you tell others about listening to their intuition.
Absolutely. So, what I really believe about the higher self is that she or he or whatever is always trying to get through us in every single moment, like dying to get through us, for us to like remember who we actually are. I believe it's our essence, like you said, it's our soul. It's always been with us, and we choose different bodies and different life paths. But this is the part of us that is us, and she comes through in many different ways. So intuitive, like hits, as I call
Mhm.
them, like just those little sparks of ideas. That's absolutely her. Because I believe, we set our intention, we say, this is what I'm looking for. And then we usually get an idea, or someone comes into our life that's going to lead us that way, because the universe is always listening, and it's always like, let me show you how. But then fear comes in, and fear goes, yeah, I don't know, that's probably not the right person, or this probably isn't a good time right now, or do you really think you should do that? And the thing with fear is, fear is not a bad thing. I think fear, I don't believe in good or bad. It's just fear is here to keep us safe. It's more in our bodies, right? And we choose these biologically bound bodies that have fear, and they wanted to protect us from tigers or getting hurt, things like that. And so it's a tool. It's really learning how to witness the fear and then listen to your own guidance anyway. And so that's what big one is, that intuitive hits. And
Yeah.
then it is like through signs, and just when we look through the eyes of our higher self and look around, I think everything can have meaning if you want it to. Clouds in the sky, nature, the person you're talking with, even things you just happen to see on the internet, or books that fly off the shelves. I do think she's always coming through, and it's first just giving someone permission to, like, okay, what's she trying to say?
Yes.
And I learned to trust myself, and that's what I do with my clients. I just ask a lot of questions. I hold their vision, and I just help them know who she is. And I love that you have a name, because so many of my clients, like, what's her name? What does she dress like? What does she look like? Like, tell me about her, because they're really describing themselves to me. And I
Mhm.
think that's pretty powerful for, as women, to allow ourselves to believe, like, oh, I am that beautiful. I am that bold. I am this. I have one client that hers is like this gypsy. And I love just the imagery. And when she started taking that on, just a new light came to her.
Yeah.
It's
I
like, so all
love
those
it.
things we admire, we're drawn to. I think that's a big message from your higher self too. Like, what lights you up? What excites you? What's unique about you? That's her.
And it's like, Kathryn, when we open up, I mean, our higher self is with us always. But
Yes.
when we really connect and choose to pick up on those triggers, those messages, it's like you see through new eyes. It's like seeing through new eyes when you see through the eyes of your higher self. It really is amazing.
And it takes the pressure off too.
Yes.
There are days, and one of my favorite, I call it soul work. So in between sessions, I give my clients soul work for them just to embody what they want to live into. That's where all of the magic really happens. But one of the days I do is spend a day as your higher self. So every intuitive hit, I just want you to listen to it and see what happens. Everything you wear, like just how you hold yourself, just as if you were her, and just embody it. And it's an entirely new paradigm. It's incredible. And yet it feels so natural, because it's you.
I love it. And I love that term, intuitive hit. I love that. I'm going to use that all the time now.
Well, as women, we're and a big part for me is part of the higher self is embodying the divine feminine. Because I feel in this culture, we know masculine pretty well, which is, there's a place for both, because we are both at the same time, in my belief. And so masculine is more dominant. We get things done, and the aggressive doers of the world, which is beautiful. But when it's out of balance, we have some of the current issues that are going on right now. And so now I'm feeling this like new awakening of the divine feminine and what that means. And to me, it's really embracing, as women, like, we are these creative beings that can give life, whether it's physically or just through like making our lives happen for ourselves. And we are so intuitive. Like those hits we get, or those feelings we get, if you follow your gut, like, and learn to trust it, it's right. It's pretty incredible.
I love it. I love it. Any advice to everyone on, that can be a challenge with balancing the feminine and the masculine. What do you recommend?
So something I do, and I can even provide to any of the listeners here today, is I like worksheets. I think it's prompts are helpful. But anywhere that you feel blocked, and it's first understanding the divine feminine. And so in her essence, in her power, when we're balanced in this feminine aspect, we have this like loving and nurturing quality to us. We also are creative and we're sensual too. There's power in sensuality. And it's just this, like, we receive. I mean, really, the feminine aspect is being able to receive. So we need the aggression of the male to be like, this is what I want in life. And then as females, can we receive? So simple questions are like, how do you receive compliments? Do you allow others to take care of you? And that's a really big one I'm finding. It's with women. I'm hosting a retreat next March in Panama, and I also offer a discount to any viewers that want to do that. But the idea is when we come together as women and learn how to support each other, learn how to receive and listen. Like, I mean, if you have like those good girlfriends or a really supportive mother, whoever it is, there is nothing like a woman standing next to you, like cheering you on. Oh,
So give us a few details about this retreat. It sounds fantastic.
yeah, I'm so excited. For me to even have, if you take a week for yourself, you go somewhere. I mean, this is in Panama. It's at this gorgeous resort called Sansara Yoga and Surf Resort. And it's a very intentional place where it's all, very clean food. We're right on the beach. We'll learn how to surf. We'll do daily yoga and meditation and ritual. And it's really about joining our powers together as women. A lot of women, I'm finding, like, we have a lot of shame or a lot of blockages. And so while we're in this area of self-improvement and we're trying to create our own realities, there's still blockages in these places. And that's where we have to lean in, because it's like a blind spot. If we can't see it ourselves, we're like trying to make things happen. But maybe this old trauma is coming up, and we don't actually know how to receive, or we don't actually know how to be bold, to be beautiful, to really believe that we're worthy. And so this is where we go into what's called a kula, a sacred community. Is we're all just going to support and love and grow with each other and see our higher selves in each and every person. And so it'll be a time for healing, for being, and just an entire week that's just geared towards transformation and awakening these gifts.
That is going to be so awesome.
I'm so excited.
Gosh, that is going to be so fantastic.
Yes.
Wow. And women supporting women. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, this just feels like the next evolutionary step in my mind.
Yeah.
It was a big, for me, I had a lot of masculine. And for me to embrace it, it was like, oh my God, I had no idea. We're not taught this.
Yeah.
And maybe some of us are, which is so lucky. But for me, it was like a lot of breaking down all my blockages and barriers of what I thought the feminine was. And now like really embracing all the different aspects of me, which is, I think maybe what life is about, being able to embrace all these different things, embracing our desires and welcoming it all as it comes. Yeah.
Celebrate the beauty within us and, what makes us special. That is so awesome.
Absolutely. And to not be afraid of that. I find that's one of the biggest fears
is a
fear to being so
statement. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, what if I actually do that? What if I actually am this incredible and live into this passion I have? Like, fear is like, oh, how dare you?
Yes.
Bold and all these things. And it's about surpassing that. And that's where we have to call in on others to help us. And that's the one thing I find as a coach. Like, I know you have all the inner wisdom within, like all my clients do, but we're also not meant to do this alone. So let me help hear you. Let me help hold that vision for you so you can make it a reality. Because there's just so much more. There's so much more available, and I want to help you get there. That's my only mission really in this world, is to know your higher self, and then for others to really live in their alignment.
Yeah.
Get all that comes with that.
You have found your passion, haven't you, Kathryn?
I got lucky. A lot of hard work, and yes, and that's
growing. Yes.
I love this so much, and that's what is probably the coolest part of this process is with people I work with when they find it, because we work a lot on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way to find what that is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I went almost the hard route, but then once I started listening to my higher self, I found it. And I've also come up, which I could give to your viewers as well, but it is just working with them, asking the right questions, and then all of a sudden it becomes pretty clear. And then it's about making it happen, getting through the fear to live that life. And once you're doing that, I don't know if you feel the same. It's like I couldn't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. Yeah.
And all the beautiful connections you're making, friendships. Oh my gosh, it's just
the community that comes in. I mean, what we put out, we attract, and as we shift and evolve, some pretty incredible people come in.
Yeah.
It's just like other soul friends, they all just coming in.
Yeah. And, it really is fascinating when you think about the feminine and the masculine. It really is all very, very fascinating.
It truly, and I like to really get clear that because both are needed, and we have both of them in us. And I believe we choose certain bodies almost to help us grow in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
So some of us usually identify one, like, with either really being a female or being more of a male. And it's coming back to that wholeness. It's like, can we learn to be with both? Because there's magic in both.
Yeah.
If we can really grow in both areas, it's just like you'll know when to be what. It'll just come naturally. And it's a beautiful experiment of kind of like finding what that is. And it's usually a little scary. Like for me to learn how to ask for help, for me to learn how to embrace just this gentleness and like that everything's going to be okay. That was really hard for me. That was not natural for me. Like I was like, if it needs to be done, I need to do it.
I'm going to do it.
And then, but that's burnout. That was like I was in the marketing world for a long time, and I was so unhappy. And it really, because I wasn't tending to like my greatest power was this feminine ability to just like create and then trust it's also going to happen. Like just like that patience and knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot about balance. It's different for each person. But when you find what that is for you, there's just so many more like levels to this lifetime.
And I love that because you're helping others find their balance and find their beauty and their love. Oh my gosh.
That's what it's all. I mean, it really, I can know all this stuff, but it doesn't matter. And I always tell my clients, it's like, I do very little advice giving or any of that, because that's not what's needed. I want to hear their own inner wisdom because they know. And I'm just here to hold the vision and support. And then they're going to find their way to find their balance. They're going to find their way to like get through their hardships in their life and make their passions happen. And just like we all kind of need a cheerleader, I think, and someone to have a place where that relationship is all about you. Like I tell my clients that it's like, this is a place where it's literally all about you. You're probably not going to have this relationship anywhere else in your life, but I think it's actually needed.
Yeah.
It's very special to have that. And it's personally, I think everyone should have a life coach. I have one. We all need to hear ourselves. We all need to hear what's true.
Yeah. So you help them find their vision, help them connect with their intuition, and you're their support.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love that. And I can imagine the life-changing changes that you see in people's lives.
Well, what I always say is we focus on one thing, because my clients will come to me and it's this overwhelming of, I want a better relationship, I want more money, I want a better job, or all these things. Mm-hmm. And we pick one, because I believe wherever we're stuck in one place, it's actually filtering through everywhere. And so it's beautiful because we'll start in relationships or we'll start in finances, and there's always some work to do there, but then it shifts everywhere. And one of my teachers always talks about we make that 1 degree shift. And if you do that over and over, you end up in a completely different direction. Because sometimes it's like, can we just take on one thing? That's the feminine of just like, let's be with this moment, take on the one thing.
Yeah.
Everything to fall into place. And so we'll go into business, we'll go into money, like I do all of that. And at the end of the day, when my clients and our relationship ends, all I want is for them to have that intuitive knowing. Like they can leave and they have these sustainable tools that are with them literally forever, and then they can go out and inspire the world. Like it's just like pass the flame. That's all I want to happen.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Kathryn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a gift. It's a gift to be on this path in the healing world.
Yeah.
And so just as one more gift, and I just want to be clear because I was like throwing them out earlier. For anyone that is listening, I do want to offer, I have a guided meditation for higher self. I have a worksheet about purpose and finding your higher self, the divine feminine. And anyone that feels called to this retreat, Awaken the Divine Feminine in Panama, that's in March of 2018. I would love to offer a discount and any information I can provide if it calls to you, if it feels like somewhere you maybe need to be, like listen to that instinct. And then everything can be found on my website on kathrynlorraine.com. And my email, I'm very accessible. So it's all going to be right there.
Oh, you have so many exciting things coming through. And
Good.
oh my gosh. And, you know, this is so wonderful for, especially, you know, for the women out there who, you know, we do battle with so much every day. You know, it can be work, it can be relationships, it can be family, and, you know, to help others find that connection and stay connected to their higher self, anyone, you know, it's life-changing.
I really find if I give nothing else, I hope that people learn about that power within them. Like even from hearing this, I hope I just hope you question and go in and say, what do I know right now? Or even when a hardship is coming up, because especially as women, you're such loving, giving, incredible beings. We are just so incredible. And we take so much on. And I find we take too much on. And I find we block ourselves. And it's like, can we just learn to trust in ourselves and say, all right, what does my heart know about this? Or what do I really need to do next? And can I put myself first right now? And that's a big thing I do focus on. It is self-care and learning how to really prioritize yourself. Because if you want to help others, you want to be a good mother, partner, friend, got to take care of yourself first. It's not selfish, it's self-full. Because when you're full, there's so much love that you can give out.
Yeah.
Right? When you're from this empty well, that's when resentment or actual like physical manifestation and disease starts to happen. So if we learn like what is your self-care? Is it a ritual? Is it mantra? Is it meditation? Is it yoga? Is it taking and like learning that could be the most important thing you do that day.
Yeah.
And then everything else will fall into place and allowing yourself to prioritize yourself because in our giving nature, we have to learn to give to ourselves. Like it's that continuum of energy of giving and receiving. And so that's one more thing. Like anyone that's listening, like what could you do for yourself right now?
Yes.
Be serving. Like how can you give yourself some self-love? Because that's another thing that I don't think we're taught, but it's so essential is to really learn like how can we love ourselves completely with every single aspect.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Kathryn, because that self-love, it is.
That's the root
of one. It really is. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. What last words would you like to share with everybody?
I think the words that I really want to share are kind of what I have always needed to hear for so many, times in my life where I was heartbroken or hurting. And it's really just that acknowledgement that anything you want, anything you desire, right? Those things that you care about, that if you had nothing to do, like what would you go do? That matters. That really matters. And you do have a gift on this earth. You do have a purpose. And I think life is about getting past all the fears and blockages to live into that. And you don't have to do it alone. Whether it's me or anyone else, learn to lean in, learn to trust your own inner intuition, and the universe is conspiring to help you.
Yeah.
Yourself is just trying to get out in every moment. So what would it be like to let her out? To trust that she's there, she's guiding you. And you can have anything you want. And it's going to be okay.
Oh, I love that. I love that, Kathryn. And oh my gosh, isn't that just so true that the universe is there to help us? It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We need only connect.
Like, okay, it's going to help me. I don't have to do this alone. Never.
Oh my gosh. I just love it. I just love it. And with your coaching, uh, you can coach anyone, anywhere, correct?
Anywhere. Yep. I do a lot of video calls because I do work on body language. So with my yogic background and things like that, I read people's bodies because your bodies are constantly telling you what's actually going on.
Really? Oh, how fun is that?
Incredible. Your bodies give you away. If someone tells you a lie, even if you don't know it's a lie, you'll instinctively pull back.
Wow.
Body is so intelligent.
So our body will pick up if we think someone's lying to us, we pull back. Wow.
It's not true. It's like the vibes, and women are so good at this. When we don't have a good feeling about someone, it's probably right.
Yeah.
Not always, right? Take away the judgments or things like that, but just if it comes from
And
love.
that's true. I mean, people's energy, we feel it.
Oh yes.
We feel it. And, you know, I've always loved how you can walk in a room with a smile and you just see the energy in the room change.
It's so needed. So I meet by video or by phone calls too, but all over the world, which is pretty cool.
Oh, Kathryn, you are just a positive energy girl. I love it. I love it. And so fun. I'm just so happy to have had you on the show. It's great stuff. And I love the topic. I love the topic because our higher self. My buddy, my soul planner, as I
love that.
Yeah. I do a little meditation with my Reiki students sometimes, and in part of the meditation, we actually go into a room and sit across the table from our soul planner and put our hand on their heart, and they put their hand on ours, and we connect with our soul planner. And that's like my favorite part of that.
Literally like body chills everywhere.
Yeah, it's also fun. Oh, well, thank you so much, Kathryn. Love, hugs, and blessings, honey. You are just a sweetheart. Angel on earth. That's what.
That's so cute.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me.
beautiful souls. And everyone out there, love, hugs, and blessings. See you next week. Bye.